like this. Okay, we've got a Mod Podge puddle that I roll with a rolly thing onto the wood. You gotta make sure you get a good layer there and really concentrate on the edges, making sure that you get a good layer all the way to the edge, because that's where the paper will want to peel up the most. Um, so, but this glue is good, and it will last forever if you do it right. So now as you can see, I mark the edges of where the printing stops on the paper. In the back, you see those corners there, and it comes out a little bit further than the wood. So if I line that up, I know that I've got print all the way to the edge. And now we've got to get all the air that might be trapped between the wood and the print, make sure we get a good contact of glue. I actually rolled this for longer, but I cut this in a weird way where it made it look like I only rolled it twice. That's a bad job. That will get your stuff not stuck. All right, so here we go. Here I got a piece of glass that I used to kind of evenly press it down, and I put my cat on to the print to weigh it down. You have to make sure your cat stays on that piece of glass for 8 hours while the glue between the print, the paper dries. If you don't have a cat, you can use anything that'll weigh down the glass. Okay, so here we have me unveiling this 8 hours later, usually overnight. Sometimes I do it really, really early in the morning, and then in the evening, I take it back out. And so now it's nice and glued. And here is kind of the final result with all the paper still on it. So now take a super sharp blade and trim around the edges straight up against the Cradled artboard that I painted. You can see there that I've got hanging hardware on it already. It's something to note here is that the whole time you're doing this, you have to think about not letting anything but a nice clean piece of paper touch the front of your print, especially the prints that I do. They make a super great, nice, beautiful print, but the paper is 100% cotton, which means that it's kind of delicate. It can dent easily, and if you really scratch it up against something, you can get dirt on it, anything, so you have to just make sure that you've got like a piece of I use newsprint covering it at all times when you're cutting it, when you're doing anything. Here I'm just painting the edges. I wanted to show you that I paint the edges. I do that for you. Dip, 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 dip. So now we've got some varnish here, and varnishing the edges of the board. And so the first layer of varnish really just goes to make sure I've got a really good seal between, like where the paper and the wood board meet. Dip, 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 dip. So this next step is varnishing. Remember how I said the paper was delicate when it comes out of the printer? This is what is going to give it a nice surface that protects the paper and will make it last for a really long time and make it less dentable, scratchable, everything. It's just a protective coat, and it also gives it a nice finish. I go for kind of a satin finish, which is halfway between matte and glossy, and then I sign it. And here is the finished piece. It is, yeah, I think it's pretty nice. And that's all. Thank you.